Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to Live Stream Tuesday. This is the time of the week where I go live, and on the agenda tonight I'm going to be looking at a cover that I did of a Dokken track called In My Dreams, also the Riff of the Week, which comes out every Sunday, and then we're going to be looking at one of the tracks that I did on my live stream gig that I've been doing over the last few weeks here on YouTube on the live streams. But let me just have a little look at the screen. Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in, and Sean is first again. Sean was the first comment on my last analysis video, and he's straight back in with the live stream as well. So hello guys, thanks for tuning in. Hi Dan and Jack and John and Kenny and everybody else, Lighter Bong and Jazz Cat and Raccoon Residents. Hello guys, thanks for tuning in, and hello to my patrons as well, whose names you can see at the beginning of this live stream. Massive thank you to you guys for your support over on Patreon. And just while I'm thinking about it, over on Patreon today I've put up a post. Actually, I put up two posts that had 15 tracks on each for people to vote for the songs that are going to be on the covers album, which I'm going to be trying to put together this month. So there's 30 tracks in all, and I need to whittle those down to about an album size. So head over there, patrons, if you're watching this. Thanks to everyone over on Patreon who's voted so far, but head over there and click for the tracks that you want to hear on the final covers album. So let's get on with this live stream. I'm going to have the screen on the right hand side here so that I can see everyone's comments whilst the videos are going on. So don't worry, I don't disappear when the videos are playing. I'm still actually watching, and I just want to see something on here. I think everyone, Elite Zarazus has donated $2. So thank you. This is almost a regular thing now, so thank you so much for that. I'm going to get stuck into this cover of this Dokken track. I released this a couple of months ago, I think, so hopefully you guys like it. This is going to be me taking on Don Dokken's vocals and George Lynch's guitar work as well, all in one foul swoop. Not to be recommended, but I hope you guys enjoy this. This is my cover of In My Dreams by Dokken. Rock!
Just Got Lucky by Dokken. Let's do this. Rock!
Over
we go, that was my cover of Just Got Lucky by Dokken. It wasn't in my dreams, like I said, because I must have clicked on the wrong button, or I think I linked the wrong file to the button that I was clicking. But anyway, it was still Dokken, so you're just going to have to deal with it and put up with that one for tonight. But thank you guys for commenting and for tuning in. It's massively appreciated. And I saw a comment down there that said about George having big hands, and that is very much true. I haven't got the same span as George Lynch has. In fact, on the In My Dreams cover that I did, there's a little section in the solo where George stretches out and plays a really cool kind of faster melodic line, and I physically cannot reach it, so you'll see me in my video having to tap in those notes rather than stretch. But such is the luck of the genetics, whether you get big hands or not. Unfortunately, I didn't get a really big hand span, but there are loads of players that have a lot more disadvantages than me, so I'm not complaining. But anyway, we're going to be getting into the riff of the week, and this week I made it a little bit trickier because some people say, oh, the riff of the week's too easy all the time, so give us something a little bit more difficult. So I did this week, and this is rated, I think, as an intermediate riff, just to see if people can get it. We had quite a few people that didn't get it and a few people that did get it, but we're going to have a little look on the live stream now, and first one to get it obviously gets it. So see who can get it on the live stream. I'm going to start this now just in case people start commenting already who already know what it is, but this is the riff of the week. There we go, that was the riff of the week, and I just want to say hello to Steve. Thank you so much, Steve, and that's $5 that he's just donated, so thanks, Steve Bass, or Steve Bass. I'm going to say bass because it's much more musical, but thank you so much, Steve, for donating $5, massively appreciated. So I haven't been looking here, but I don't think anybody has got this riff of the week yet. Some people were saying Eruption, and it's actually similar to Eruption. I can see where you're going, but it's not Eruption itself. It's a different song by a different band, and I don't think anybody has got it. Evan says Freebird. Medicine Man says Great White Buffalo. No, unfortunately not. This might be the first week where we don't have anyone who gets it on the live stream. If somebody has got it, just type it in again so that I don't miss it. But we're pretty much going to move on to the next one. This will be the first time ever that nobody's got it on the live stream, but people have got it over on Patreon and on YouTube as well on Sunday, but nothing so far on the live stream. So I'm going to keep looking down the list. So if somebody does know what it is, aha, Guicho Lino says Muse Reapers. So we got someone finally that actually got it correct. So well done, Guicho. Well done for getting it right, where so many other people couldn't get it right. But in your defense, it does sound a lot like Van Halen, and it's really similar. When I first, this is a song that I teach to students wherever I can try and get a bit of tapping in. I pretty much always worms its way into my teaching, especially if kids want to learn something that sounds decent and fast. I'll just push them towards tapping, just as a quick shortcut to doing something fast on the guitar. But this is a track that I actually have taught many times, so I thought I'd do it as a riff of the week. But yes, it is Muse. If you haven't checked out Muse, check them out, because they're definitely worth listening to. They've got some really cool songs, especially live. They really rock up their sound. On the album, sometimes their tracks can be a little bit more kind of pop rock, but then if you check them out live, they really do heavy it up, and a really great band, and a three-piece. So a really great sound from a three-piece that they get. So check out Muse. But that was Muse with their track Reapers. That was the riff of the week. We're going to get into this live stream now that I did. This was a gig that I did for patrons and anyone who's checking out my stuff, really, and I sold tickets to it and everything. And this is the live stream that I'm going to play now. This is my track called Art Not Commerce. I hope you guys like this, and it was done here in this studio, but with some black stuff stuck on the walls. Obviously I couldn't fill the whole studio in black curtains, but they were kind of stuck up on the wall to make it look a little bit more rock and roll. And apologies if there's too much video fanciness going on, but I pre-programmed that all for the live stream, so it just kind of went off, and then people said afterwards there's maybe a little bit too much effects on the visuals, but hopefully you guys like the sound. This is going to be Art Not Commerce for my live stream. A quick hello to Chris, who's in the house. Hello, and Sterling as well. Evan and Kenny, hi as well. And John says, react to Jason Becker. Jason Becker's on my list, definitely, because Jason Becker I've followed quite a lot, and his own personal story, and seen the documentaries and that kind of stuff. But definitely Jason will be coming up soon on the channel. I get loads of suggestions, so I just gradually work my way through it. Another thing quickly, I passed 25,000 subscribers yesterday or the day before, something like that. So thank you so much, guys, for watching and commenting and subscribing. But let's get into this live track. This is my track called Art Not Commerce from my live stream gig that I did. I hope you guys like it.
Telling me what's right, but I'll make my own way.
And there we go. That was my track called Art Not Commerce. Quick shout out to Chris, I think. Let me just check. Yes, it was Chris who's just donated a ridiculous amount of $50. So thank you so much, Chris, for that. It's massively appreciated. And thanks for interacting with me on social media and all the other places. And that goes for everyone on YouTube as well. I hope you guys like that live performance. One person said, why is the drummer wearing a mask? And it was a Halloween theme that we were doing. It was the whole build up to it. I think it was either on Halloween or the day after Halloween. I don't know, something like that. But we had a Halloween theme and he wanted to wear a mask. And I said, well, all right, it doesn't bother me really. I think secretly what it was the fact that he played drums for another band and maybe didn't want them to see him playing with Wings of Pegasus because of loyalties, and it's just a lot easier sometimes. We didn't say that, but that's what I think really secretly the reason was. But it was Halloween, so he had an excuse to play drums in a mask anyway. But that was for my live stream. Unfortunately, the mix, this is something that was really difficult on the day because I'm kind of organising everything ever. So all these videos that I do on YouTube, and when somebody orders a CD on the website, I make the CD, I sign it, I send it off. I do the videos on YouTube. I do my cover videos where I play all the instruments from scratch, edit together the video, I film myself playing. So everything I do myself. So with that live stream, it was before live stream was just, really normal. So I had to go through a third-party company who could actually stream. So I was organising a lot at once, and getting the mix right is so difficult because you're not sure how it sounds on the other end of the live stream. All you can go on is what you hear when you're playing. At least in a venue, you can stand out the front and listen to it as a mix. Whereas unfortunately with this, it's all going into the computer and disappearing into the world. So yeah, the vocals I would have liked to have been kind of sitting on top of everything, but it was quite a drum heavy mix, and at least the guitars came through quite clearly as well. But it's one of those things, the mix isn't perfect, but hopefully it gives an idea of the sound and the songs. If you want to check out the songs on the album, you can head over to wingsofpegasus.com. So it's pretty straightforward, www.wingsofpegasus.com /store if you want to check out the album, any of my own original music. It's also on iTunes and Amazon as well, and it's called Persistence. That's the name of the album if you guys want to check it out, and that will be all the songs that you've seen from my live stream gig that I did. They're all on the album, and on the album you might have slight differences because obviously live things change a little bit, and I might change a bit of a solo or whatever, but fundamentally they were just the same songs as on the album. But thank you guys for tuning in. Robert says Spotify ? I took my music off Spotify just because they absolutely did me in. I got, I think, 16,000 streams on there, and they gave me £12 for that. And unfortunately it's just one of those things that I'm not particularly into kind of getting done over, or especially unsigned musicians, because as I said, I do everything myself. So every single song that I can either sell or every album I can sell means that is then money towards then either buying equipment or then furthering my own career or my own music. Eventually, hopefully one day, doing it full-time as a full-time job. But getting that many listens and actually getting nothing for it, or getting 12 quid for me, was a bit borderline. So I took my stuff off Spotify and really focused on selling my music on iTunes and Amazon and as physical CDs, because then I actually get all the money for that. And so it means that with one CD sale, or maybe 1.3 CD sales, I can make as much as I made on 4 years on Spotify. So yeah, that's one of those things. I'd much rather just sell just one album and make £11 or £12 rather than spend 4 years, letting Spotify have my whole album and absolutely throw it out there to loads of people, but then everyone's happy and they love the music, but I don't actually get anything. So that's the problem sometimes with unsigned bands, is it's so difficult to maintain, especially in the UK. where all the gigs that you want to play are called pay to play. So it means that you need to pay the venue before you play. They then give you lots of tickets and you have to try and make the money up that you spent in your ticket sales. So it's all a bit of a joke. That's why after 4 years of gigging, I then went onto the internet and started doing covers and started doing my own thing as Wings of Pegasus, because I thought, well, I can make a decent sound just on my own, so I might as well take it online. And the problem that we had just as a band, we literally ran out of money. We thought, right, we're going to gig next week. Oh, I can't afford the petrol and we're not going to get paid for it, so what do? Unfortunately, that was just a point we got to, so it's a lot easier, or makes a lot more sense to do all you can from home, just like me. Just I think that you can just rely on yourself to get it done. Another thing is sometimes when you're in a band, you're always waiting for everyone's schedules to fit perfectly so that you can rehearse, let alone do a gig. You might have 3 or 4 guys that have all different jobs, and one guy might be off on a Saturday, but then another guy's working on Saturday. It's a nightmare, whereas I think if I just do it all myself, I know what I'm doing all the time, so I can just do whatever I want. And especially with these analysis videos, I can literally come out here every night and just get another analysis video done, which is something that's cool to do, especially when I get any interaction that you guys are giving me. So thank you guys for tuning in. And Chris says, dude, I got your petrol. This is the thing that now guys like Chris and people support over on Patreon, if we all had that as a band, we definitely would have been able to gig and keep going. But you know, the other guys now kind of follow their own paths and just have their standard jobs, whereas I was one of those guys, I'm never going to give up. I've got to do it. Music is something that I've got to do, and I'm just going to keep working towards it every day. Whatever it takes, I will do. I've been doing this since the age of 19, and I'm 35 now for anybody that's wondering, so it's 16 years so far. But within the last kind of 3 or 4 months, I'd say things are starting to take off a bit, and I'm actually getting support on Patreon, which is great because that is monetary support. It's something that actually allows me to maybe spend money on lighting. Like one of my lights broke last month and I can actually replace stuff. So yeah, it's really cool. It's really great that I can now cover stuff because I've never been able to do that before. But thank you guys for tuning in and for watching my stuff and the analysis videos. I always do a analysis video. I'm just checking the time because I always do an analysis video every night, and Tuesday I always get to bed very late, like stupidly late, because I do a video after this as well. So I don't want this one to go on for too long. I'm going to do an analysis video tonight as well. I think actually tonight's video is going to be on George Lynch because I marked it down before I did this, so I know that I'm going to do some George Lynch tonight. So because I did a Dokken cover, it kind of makes sense as well. So that'll be coming up later on tonight, probably in a couple of hours time, maybe a few hours depending on whether my computer crashes or not, because it can be a bit temperamental, but I kind of stick at it and get that out there. But thank you guys for tuning in. Karen says 35, you look so much younger. Thank you for that compliment. And it's funny, some people that say on the analysis videos, they don't know, they haven't looked into any of my background, so they don't know that I've been teaching for 14 years now, roughly, and I've been doing that professionally. That's my job, that's my day job, and then I've been playing for 24 years as well. And one person actually said, when I said I've been playing for 24 years, and they said, so you've been playing as soon as you were born. So they thought I was 24, which is great for me. That's like 11 years under my age. But I think a lot of people, seem to think I'm a lot younger than I am. But I'm not. I'm 35, so I've been around a bit. I've done a fair few gigs, a fair few bad gigs. Everyone out there who's in a band or has ever played live for any long period of time, you get to do some seriously dodgy gigs when you are playing every week or a couple of times a week. And I've got many stories about gigs that I could tell people. I have to do another whole book about it someday or something. But thank you so much guys for tuning in and for watching the videos on YouTube and for tuning in tonight. I mean, this is cool. We've got getting a little community here on YouTube that tune in for these live streams. But thanks for tuning in tonight, you know, and spending your time with me, because you're crazy to spend time with me when you could be doing so many other things. And keep those comments and suggestions coming, even though I've got loads and loads and loads of suggestions. Some people say, why haven't you done my video yet? I suggested it last month or 2 months ago. It's just the fact that I've got so many suggestions, I can only do one a day. So if I get 300, that's almost the whole year done. So I try, and if there's any suggestions that get, you know, that prop up all the time, I'll try and get to those suggestions a little bit more quickly, because the fact so many people are asking for the same person. But I do work through them, and I make a note of every single suggestion, so keep them coming, because I will get to them eventually. And yeah, I can only do one a night, but I'm going to be doing that tonight as well. So thank you guys for tuning in and for commenting, and check out the video later tonight as well. And if you get time, head over to Patreon. We've got a little community over there. I'm always on Patreon. I check that every day, and if somebody messages, I'm always over there on Patreon. So if you want to contact me personally, then that's probably the site for that. It's patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. But I then do my best to reply to everyone on YouTube as well. I don't have as much time on YouTube, so the responses might be quite quick, but I will reply to everyone and make a note of every suggestion. But anyway, thank you guys so much. I think Melissa said do more doing covers, and I think she means Dokken. But thank you for that. Again, I take a note of all the suggestions for covers as well. But I'm going to be off now to do this analysis video, where I'm actually going to do it in exactly the same place where I'm sat now, but that'll be released in a couple of hours time. So thank you guys for tuning in, for commenting, as I've said, and subscribing, and all the patrons that I have as well. Thank you so much for your support, guys. It's massively appreciated. And if I don't see you guys at the next analysis video, I will see you guys at the next live stream, same time, same place next week. So I'll see you guys then. Rock!